Here I am with Kandiss Taylor from Georgia. Here we are in Springfield. Kandiss, thank you so much for being on the show today. I really appreciate it.
Yes, thank you for having me.
You know, many people know you for a lot of different things. I know you have a show. I know you ran for governor in Georgia. Can we talk about that for a second?
Yeah, let's go.
What happened? I mean, there's a lot of people that need to be informed.
Well, so, everybody says that their state's the worst, but Georgia really is the worst with election fraud. We have a horrible system. We use ballot marking devices. They are printed receipts. There's not even ballots. And they don't let you count the receipts. They want you just to trust the BDM, trust the count, and they can just take a code and overwrite the code that's in there and do whatever they want to in cyberspace, and there's nothing we can do about it.
You know, I say something on my show on a regular basis, and I don't think it can be said enough, and that is that people go, oh, our machines are safe. I mean, like, so many people go, oh, we want machines because it's easy, whatever. Well, they can hack into your credit card via a machine. They can hack into your bank account via a machine. They can hack into a business and do ransomware. And even in Louisiana, they hacked into our Department of Motor Vehicles. Did you hear this?
Yes.
And stole like 500,000 or 1 million, records
Right.
or whatever. So what would mean that they would not be willing or try to hack into our election machines?
They absolutely have, and they absolutely do. And we got them in 2002 in Georgia, and they've been cheating for 21 years. That's just how it is. It's a code, and you can overwrite code with code. I mean, it's just anybody who thinks that these election machines are not fake and fraudulent, they're insane.
So why did you run for governor in Georgia? What was the catalyst?
Jesus, Guns, and Babies was my slogan. But I ran because the Lord told me to run, and I had just a passion for the people that were being represented. We have special interests. It's a uniparty. It's Republicans and Democrats together. They don't care about the people, and I'm seeing the Constitution being trampled on. I'm sick of them spending my money however they want to and selling out to their buddies. I'm done with the good old boy system in Georgia.
I don't blame you. I'm tired of seeing the good old boy system everywhere we go. As a matter of fact, it happens in Louisiana all the time. So that was the catalyst. Jesus, Guns, and Babies, you said?
Jesus, Guns, and Babies.
And that's also your radio show, right?
That's my I have a show on Sue Peters Network.
Did you have that before you
No.
ran for governor?
No.
So basically what happened was when you ran for governor and you saw everything that's going on, that inspired you to do something about it. So you didn't just say, okay, lost the election, I'm hanging my hat. You actually took that momentum, that passion first,
right,
and used that momentum to propel you to shine the light on everything that's going wrong in our society?
Well, that, and then we have grassroots efforts all over the state where we have 60,000 volunteers. So we have a lot of the same volunteers that care about elections, and we're organizing ourselves county by county, going to our Board of Elections, Board of Commissioners, putting pressure to get rid of the machines. So we do a call every week. A lot of pressure. I ran for 1st District Chair of the GOP, so I'm on the State Executive Committee. I'm over 15 counties in Georgia. I really felt like Holy Spirit was saying to fix it from the ground up. We got a foundational problem, and it needs to be fixed. And so, went to the top at the beginning, and you try to do and get rid of these crooks, and you can't. And so we are a bottom-up government, and we need to act like it, and we got to fix it county by county.
And we have to remind people of that, because all too often, we think, oh, we're going to go to the voting booths, we're going to vote for somebody, and they're going to do exactly what we said to do. And it's not just the election, the elected officials that are doing wrong. It's what's going on in our county government inside
Yes.
there. It's the bureaucracies, it's the agencies that are able to hire people that do make their own decisions without the will of the people.
And the career staffers and these fake attorneys that sit on these boards, and they tell whatever the governor wants them to tell or whatever the commissioners want them to tell, and they don't represent the people. But yet they're getting paid with your taxpayer money to give legal advice. But all the legal advice is one-sided. And we know how law is. We know how attorneys work. They're going to paint whatever picture they want, whatever benefits them. We know that.
This is amazing. So what happened with your election for people to get caught up on? Because I got to tell you something. The news media does not report everything. I don't know if that's a surprise to you or not.
No.
So when you might hear about somebody running, but if you're in another state like me, you don't hear all the details. What happened with your election?
So outside of my numbers going up and down all night, so you'd be at 20,000, and they come down to 17,000, then they go up to 19, then they come down to 16, and just back and forth, because your numbers, you don't lose votes. It's 1 + 1 + 1 = 3, right? But that's not how it was. It was up and down, and we saw that during President Trump's election as well. But we took Brian Kemp's total, he's the governor of Georgia, and we multiplied it by 0.05. And the entire night, as the results are being released, It was my exact same number to the digit. So whatever his number was times 0.05 was my exact number of votes to the digit. And so what we did, we pulled tabulators, we pulled everything, looked at that. We knew there were some major discrepancies. I asked to count the paper. They wouldn't let me touch the paper, would not let me count it. And you know, men, if you win and you have a bounty, like just like a big buck, right? You want to show the horns.
Exactly.
But no, I mean, he doesn't want to show. So like, what is there to hide? And then we went and got affidavits. We got affidavits all over the state of Georgia of voters that voted for me. And we had affidavits all over the state in precincts where I had no votes. I had 60,000 volunteers, which is maybe 1% of your base because people just don't volunteer. 60,000, and I got 40,000 votes. Make that make sense.
So 60,000 volunteers that signed affidavits.
No.
That were getting them. How many affidavits did you get?
I had 60,000 volunteers that worked on my campaign.
Right.
So my total number of affidavits, I don't even know. I still get affidavits weekly in the mail. But I have tens of thousands of affidavits I've gotten. The point is, the affidavits I received, we've done it county by county, precinct by precinct, and I have more votes in precincts than I have, more affidavits than I have votes. So this happened in DeKalb County. I don't know if you heard about this case. It was a Democrat case. A woman ran for county commissioner, and her husband and her voted in her precinct, and she had no votes in that precinct. So they went with an affidavit, and they said, we got no vote. There's no votes. I voted for myself. My husband voted for me. And so they counted back the ballots, and instead of getting third place in that race, she was actually first place in the race and actually won the seat. Same election, same primary that I was in.
And when she was a Democrat, you said?
Democrat.
So, you see, this is a great point now, Kandiss. This is an awesome point because I'm talking about, like everybody thinks that the Lindell Symposium or election integrity, all you people are all about just trying to put Trump back in office.
No.
It's only a Republican thing. But what I like telling people and reminding people, and you did, and thank you so much for that information, is that it's a Democrat issue too. And this is, let me tell you something, this is Jim Crow era politics.
Yep.
This is they are disenfranchised, they're going to tell you they're not disenfranchising votes, but this is how they're disenfranchising not just Republicans, but they're doing it to Democrats too. The playbook is with the Republicans, but the reality is when they get full control of elections that, through machines or whatever, then they're going to be able to control any election, whether you're a Republican or a Democrat.
This is treason. This is a hijacking of our country. This is war. And I hope and pray it gets resolved before we use guns. I really do. I do not want to see bloodshed in America. But we're at war right now, a war for our freedom. Freedom of speech was just trampled on in Georgia. We had that DA in Fulton County that just filed 19 people indictments. She had some of the indictments, people had 10 indictments. So she just filed all these charges on electors, on President Trump, on his attorneys, on innocent people who were questioning they have a right to question the validity of an election with as many issues as we had in 2020. We have all the evidence, but nobody will hear it. Nobody will look at it. Everything gets thrown out. And it's real convenient that that's happening whenever it's a red state, that's a Republican state, and that governor is tweeting negatively about President Trump. It's amazing. He said how secure the election was, but yet you won't let us count it. You appoint the judges, and it's the judges that won't hear the evidence.
So now in my ear, I hear regularly people say, Trump did lose. It's already been proven in the courts.
No.
These court cases already ruled against him. Or you'll hear, oh no, Brian Kemp said they're all safe and secure.
Right.
And so to those people, what else can you say that offers a little bit more proof?
Yeah, I mean, Brian Kemp's the one that appoints the judges. He's the one that does that, and they're loyal to him, not to the people. That's just how it is. And so you're going before these corrupt judges, and they refuse to hear evidence. They refuse to hear, the people's court, our tax money pays their salary. This is so messed up. It's so backwards. And if something does not give and the people do not take back control and get these crooked people out, we will be in a very bad war. We're at war now. It's an information war.
It's an information war.
And I hope that it stays there and we get it resolved.
What do we have to look forward to? Kandiss, talk to us. We're going to end this up with, is there anything positive that you think that people
Grassroots.
can do?
We're working. We're going local. You're educating people. There's so many people that don't know. They're raising their family. They're paying taxes. They're taking care of their children. They're going to ball practice. And they don't know. They know they're paying double the price at the gas station and at the grocery store, but they don't know everything we know about elections. They just don't. And so you have to educate. You have to let people know. There's other media out there besides CNN and Fox News.
There's William Wallace for America.
That's right. They're right. There's William
Wallace. There's Jesus, Guns, and Babies.
That's right. So they have to know there's other media out there that's telling the truth.
Right.
And subscribe there and go and watch that and quit feeding yourself with brainwashing material.
Exactly. Well, not only that, but open your mind to other things that are helping around you. Take the time to listen to some of the alternate media, because when you listen to the alternative media, you find different facts.
And get involved. Go to your Board of Election meetings. Go to your commissioner meetings. Go to your city council meetings. Go to your school board meetings. Put your butt in the seat and let them see that you care.
You know what? You just gave me an idea that I have to share. You're so right, because some people think they have to go there just to be able to protest or whatever or have their word. But the reality is, when you go there, many of these elected officials are doing this in our face.
Yeah.
At the city council meetings, at the parish meetings, you go there to some of these things and they will make decisions right in front. Granted, they vote, granted, it's a procedure, but a lot of things are happening right before our eyes. And by just showing up and being aware of what's going on, you can not only inform other people, but you can do things that actively help prevent things in the future.
Apply pressure.
That's right.
You're applying pressure. It's harder for them to do things to your face with you sitting there where you can question them than it is when nobody's in the room.
Exactly. Kandiss, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I appreciate you. Everybody else, please share the interview with a friend who you think needs to be informed. Thank you so much.